Geeks Gone Raw.
You get these ads for like premium beef jerky on like Facebook and stuff?
I don't get ads on Facebook at all. I have an ad blocker.
Oh. Well, anyway, it's like,
and no one is going to advertise beef jerky to me because they know I'm not going to eat fucking beef jerky because I've never had beef jerky and I probably never will. Don't like the smell.
Oh. I was just saying that beef jerky's already like more expensive than it should be. So you're going to make it even more expensive, and I don't know, man. I mean, I like some good beef jerky, but it's like, you know, it's tough meat. You know, I mean,
I don't know. I've never had beef jerky. I've literally never had beef jerky.
I mean, you would probably like the flavor. It's just the.
I don't dig the smell. I feel the same way. Are you recording now?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel the exact same way about coffee. I would probably enjoy coffee, but I don't like the smell of coffee.
Dude, people that don't like coffee at least say they like the smell of coffee.
I don't like the smell of coffee, and that's why I never drink it. I don't like the smell. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's just like one of those things. And my coworkers love it. They drink it every morning, and sometimes they have to make multiple pots. And every time I go in the area where the coffee is being made, I'm just like, why am I fucking here? I don't like the smell. I can't stand it. I think a while ago, Pimp tried to get me to try iced coffee. And I was like, it still has the same smell.
Right.
I mean, with all of the extra shit you put in it, it probably smells sweeter, but it still has the same smell. So, yeah.
Yeah, iced coffee's good. Like, I mean, y'all have to already like coffee, but, like lukewarm coffee, like your coffee's got cold just sitting out, that's not good. But it's like, it's not good in the middle, but as you take a pot of coffee, put it in the refrigerator, and then all of a sudden it becomes good again. It's like the middle is just terrible. You know?
Wow. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know anything about coffee. I'll have some tea, and I don't really go through a whole lot of teas. I like regular ass tea, and maybe some peppermint tea. Is good, especially when you got like a cold or something like that. But I'm not very adventurous when it comes to food.
I'm not very adventurous when it comes to tea. I mean, I'll try it and stuff. I mean, I like regular ass black tea and I like green tea, and that's pretty much it.
I don't really dig a whole lot. I don't really dig cold food, and I don't really dig hot drinks. It's just not really my thing.
Well, I mean, when I'm talking tea, I'm talking cold tea.
Yeah, I mean, iced tea is cool, but like warm tea, the only time I have hot tea or warm tea is when I'm sick and I have like some peppermint tea. That is the only time I will have a warm drink of any kind. I do not like warm drinks, and I do not like cold food. I like people will say, "Oh, cold pizza is great." I will never fucking know, because if that motherfucker don't come with at least a little bit of nuking in the microwave, you can fucking cancel Christmas on me eating that shit. That shit got to be at least that shit got to be at least decently warm. If it ain't been in the microwave for at least 15 seconds, don't fucking bother. I know I'm weird.
Do you like ice cream and stuff? Like stuff that's supposed to be cold?
Yeah, but that's not food. That's dessert.
It's food, Scar. You said you don't like cold food.
That's not food. Desserts are not like food. Like, you know what I mean. You know what the fuck I mean. Ice cream is a dessert. Like, you know, like I'm talking about like food, like stuff that you would eat at a meal.
Savory food.
Yeah, like a fucking ice cream is what you eat after your meal. If you're being a good boy. Or unless, you know, if you're being a fucking rebel, you eat it before your food. But like, no.
My grandpa would eat his dessert before his food because he, especially if it's like Thanksgiving or something, because he's not going to really have much. He's like, I'm going to have this slice of pie because I know all this dressing and all this stuff's going to fill me the hell up, and I'm not going to get none if I get filled up on all this other shit.
You got to know your limits, though. I'm with Grandpa now. You gotta know your limits. I'm not. I will eat less specifically because I know I want something else. But I'm also lactose. So like the idea that like I love ice cream. I have like 3 or 4 different kinds of ice cream in my freezer right now.
Dude, I even because I was thinking because I think I've always been lactose. I just didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? But, and it's just gotten worse over time. I think I've talked about this before. But, I was at work the other day and I was like, man, there's like bushy shit out here. You know what I mean? So I was like, vegan ice cream parlor, just to like say, maybe I can get a milkshake that's, you know, lactose free. And there was one place that had vegan options, and it's just like you can get vanilla or chocolate in a pint. And I was like, it's not what I want. I want like to go get a milkshake and it be like get
right
without having to like limp on myself. I don't want just a pint of it.
I want some shit, but I mean, you know, I want some shit, but I want almond milk. You know what I'm saying? Or some cashew milk. Like if I'm feeling real fancy and I want to put my pinky up, some cashew milk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm with you there. I'm not fancy enough to look for vegan options. I just eat the stuff that I know is going to make me feel bad. I just prepare for me feeling bad later. Like, okay, if I know I'm going to have something with this cheese in it, like I know I'm not planning on doing anything else this afternoon.
Right. Or like I'm going to have, I can have, cause every like, you like mint stuff, like the Shamrock Shake and stuff?
I don't think I've ever had a Shamrock Shake.
Oh, well, every now and again, well, it's coming up time now, I guess. I will get me one, but it's going to put me on the toilet. And, I know, well, I'm going to be home. It's fine. I don't want to be, like, having the diarrheas while I'm, you know, at Best Buy, you know what I mean? Which I have had diarrhea at Best Buy before.
Yeah, I realized that I was lactose from my very first job. My very first job, I worked for like a summer lunch program, and like in the hood and stuff like that, like the little neighborhood programs that have like feed the kids during the summer and shit.
Like Meal on Wheels.
Kind of, but it's not on wheels. Like they come to the local school during lunchtime, and you just feed them, you feed them the little bag lunches or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, like that type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So what would happen is like once and basically I was just responsible, not necessarily for serving it, but I was responsible, like one of those people that just kind of cleans up after the fact and like sets up for it.
Yeah.
That was my first job. But like after everything is done, like you pretty much got free range of whatever's left. So I would just take home a bunch of fucking chocolate milks and shit like that, and just be drinking them shits on the way home, and then just like wondering why the fuck I had was in the bathroom for the rest of the fucking day. It's like, yeah, you had like 4 fucking chocolate milks, dude. Like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? But like, I didn't realize that that's what it was. So I would just, do the thing. I realized that I didn't know that there was stuff to like prevent that. So I didn't know anything about lactate or anything like that. So I would just take the stuff home and I just wouldn't drink it until I got all the way home.
Right.
Those days. But yeah, that's my very first job. I did that for 2 summers. I think the first time I was 15 and I had to have a work permit. Because I don't know how it is there, but in Virginia, you can work at like 15, but you have to have a work permit, and there's a lot of restrictions on you.
Yeah,
like how long you can work and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think here the limit is 14. I could be wrong. I think
it's 14, 15, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But I know at the time I was 15. So yeah, that was my first job. And it was just really, for me, it was just really kind of cool. I wasn't doing anything else anyway. So just going and just working a little bit, just cleaning up the fucking cafeteria, which I didn't really have to do much. Just fucking wipe the tables down after everything was over with, put the tables up, and then just sweep the floor. And you had those big ass little sweeper things that you just kind of push across the floor. You just kind of go back and forth. And it was like, it was like 2 or 3 of us that were just like doing all of that. And it didn't take very much at all. It was just a thing, I guess. I kind of miss it sometimes because the second year, first year it was at a school. It was at a local middle school. The second year it was at the Boys and Girls Club. And like when I wasn't really doing anything, I got to do the things as a part of the Boys and Girls Club. So I got to play all of the games. I used to love playing foosball. But the little kids kept breaking it because they kept like double hand spinning the thing and it would break. But I used to love playing foosball. Sometimes the kids would bring like a gaming system and they'll be in the corner with the fucking TV playing like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or some shit like that. And it was just kind of fun. I like that one a whole lot more. In fact, when I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, I met a whole bunch of people that actually worked for the Boys and Girls Club. And the funny thing is, when I watched the Michael Vick documentary, the ESPN Michael Vick documentary, he played football as Little League football as a part of that Boys and Girls Club. And when he made his announcement to go pro, he made it at that Boys and Girls Club. So like all of those people, like half of those people that are in that room are people that I had met before and people that I had worked with before. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I thought I was just crazy. Like, I was like, I recognize all of these people. I thought that was really kind of cool. Yeah, and then like it's weird when you have like a situation like that because like when I watched the Allen Iverson documentary, there's different ones, but the I think it's the ESPN one, the 30 for 30 about the trial. That one, it was a lot of people and places that I recognize, especially the places like I know exactly where that is. When they were showing exterior shots of places that were kind of around, I recognized like all of those places. Like I know where that is, except for the part where they talked about Pocosin because like they talk about in the thing like we black people, we don't really dig Pocosin like that until it's time for the seafood festival. That's the only time that we really go to Pocosin like that. I think we talked a little bit too much before actually like talking about the show. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi.
I'm Scarfinger. That's Chase. This is Scarcasm. You can find us on geekscornrow.com. I actually I haven't checked that website in quite some time. But I had to renew I had to renew the domain, and I was just like, oh shit, I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot about the fucking website. So, go to the website, geekscornrow.com. And while you're at it,
it's kind of easy to forget about it when we do a show a month.
Yeah, true. But I used to go in after the show because, the show when I posted to Libsyn, it automatically sends it to that website. And what I would do is I would go in and just edit it and add the picture in over top of the actual the podcast player. So I would just go in and just change it, add the picture, and then go about my business. And then typically when I was sharing the show, on Twitter and stuff like that, I would share the link to the website link instead of any other link. But then I just kind of stopped doing all of that. I think in the scheme of things, it stopped mattering a few months ago when we started getting all of these fucking downloads that no one knows where the fuck these downloads are coming from.
Right.
Last time we did a show, we had 700 downloads, and we hadn't done a show that month. We had last month, February. I could pull up the previously published. Let's see, previously published shows. I'm on the website right now. In February, we put out one show in February. We put out one show in January. We had over 1,000 downloads in January and February. It's mostly from people downloading other episodes, not necessarily the episode that are put out. But it doesn't seem to be mattering. We're still crossing 1,000 every month, which is super fucking weird, but it's also super fucking awesome.
Yeah.
There's so many times that I wanted to just kind of just hop on and just record a short show and just kind of talk about an issue, or I thought about possibly hopping on and turning the microphone on just to talk about this whole situation with the Royals. And just a current events short show or something like that. And also I thought I was going to be able to do a whole lot more because originally I was moving. I was supposed to move on Sunday, and on Friday I was told that everything had fallen through. On Friday, I was prepared to move. I had everything ready to go. I had movers, my job. I had movers set up for Sunday. Everything was ready to fucking go. And then on Friday, it's just that's not going to happen. Which on one hand, kind of sucks. On the other hand, I feel a lot better about it because I was going to end up getting fucked in that situation, really bad. So I guess I feel better about it, but now I have to start completely over at trying to find a place. You want me to explain it? I'll explain it.
Do you want to explain it?
No, I think I should. I should explain it because I don't want to be vague. And then someone asks me later, but what actually happened with your apartment? Here's what happened with my apartment. My coworker has a house. He has a wife and kids and stuff like that. But he also had a separate apartment because he is not a huge fan of his wife. So he had a separate apartment that was basically for him to do some hoeing, basically. This is a place where he was doing some hoeing.
So he was making a garden?
Sir. But anyway,
so he was seeding. He was seeding, putting seeds, or
yeah. Well, he was planting seeds, all right. So he got to the point to where he was ready to let it go, and he had a roommate that was one of the former employees of the company that I work for, the moving company. And so he decided he wanted to give up that place, but had the other guy staying there, and the other guy was paying the rent and all of that kind of stuff to stay there. Well, there was a fire. and the fire messed up the kitchen. And he was just like, you know what? I'm really just ready to get rid of all of this. And this happened at the same time that I was in the process of looking for something. And so he was just like, hey, I could just talk to the people. Once they get everything fixed for the fire, you could just take over. You could just take over this place and everything will be good. So I did that, and I waited for for a month longer than I was supposed to, because they were working on redoing the kitchen to repair, to do all of the repairs and remodels because of the fire. We get to everything, and we set a date and everything. Now he's dealing with the people that he dealt with. He's dealing with the landlord. I'm just kind of on the side, ready to sign some papers, shake some hands, do whatever I got to do when I'm ready. And I was going to be ready as of the 1st. But according to my boss, I could only set up the move for Sunday because Sunday was out of the way and I wasn't taking guys away from other jobs they could be doing.
Yeah.
So everything was straight. I would be willing to put the money down for the 1st, but I can't move until Sunday. So everything was in play, and I'm talking to my coworker, and he's making it seem like the landlord is kind of ducking him. I was like, that's weird because I thought we had everything was ready to go. So like this all seems a little bit odd. And then apparently he caught up with the landlord, and the landlord said that because not only did they redo the kitchen, apparently they redid the bathroom and did a completely remodel on the bathroom, probably because of the money that they got for the insurance. They wanted to raise the rent. Now, keep in mind, the rent I was barely going to be able to afford in the first place. But they wanted to raise the rent $250 more than what was already agreed upon. And I didn't know this until Friday, and I was supposed to move on Sunday.
Wow.
So then,
did you get your money from the first back?
I never actually put down the money. I have the money set aside. Like I said, the agreement was this is how the transition was going to work. Once everything gets straight and I put down the money, I am taking over for this person. And I was going to be on like a probationary period for about 6 months before everything kind of went into my name. I'm just kind of holding it down for my coworker as through the eyes of the landlord. I'm holding it down for him for 6 months as a trial basis to make sure that I'm able to pay for this. Mm-hmm. And support and be able to deal with everything on my own. So I hadn't put down any money yet, thank goodness. So that's what happened. The rent was going to go at $250 more than what the agreed upon price was. And my coworker was like, well, I can talk to the landlord's wife because she's always been fair to me, way more fair than the landlord dude, and see if I can get this at the original price or just slightly higher as opposed to $250 more. And I said no, because if they make this agreement, and I know I'm already on a probationary period for 6 months, and once I get in here, you're now out of the picture. What the fuck happens when this 6 months is over? He's going to want the rest of the $250. You know what I mean? And yeah. You're out of the picture. So either either they're going to try to fuck me now or they're going to try to fuck me later. Either way, I don't feel like getting fucked. So getting fucked is not something that I want to do.
Right.
So I just called it quits, and now I'm back to square one. I talked it over with my girl, and so like everything is a little bit delayed on her end. And so I still got a little bit of time, but I don't have a lot of time to try to get this figured out. So hopefully I'll be moving soon. I just don't know when that's going to be. Right now it's looking like April, but it's not looking great. Not great at all. So I had planned on doing a lot. Like once I moved into my own place, I would be there by myself and I wouldn't have shit else to do. So like recording like fucking videos of me playing games, recording more YouTube videos and all of that kind of stuff was all recording like solo podcasts, even if I was doing a podcast about like the business side of things and about the painting and candles and all that kind of stuff. I figured I had enough time to do all of that because I would be moving into a place by myself. And all of that shit got thrown out the window Friday because now I don't even know when I'm moving.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's how that went. How's it going for you, dog?
Pretty good. Things are getting back to normal after.
You feel recovered?
Yeah. I still don't think I mean, I'm not like all sluggish and like weird feeling like I was before, but when I would do like some of the hiking and stuff, I noticed that I would get, not that I would get tired faster, it's just like my body would get tired faster. And some people say that that's probably never going away, or some people will say that it might last for like 10 weeks or so. But I don't know. It just feels like maybe I need to work out more. But 2 weeks ago I was fine doing my limit was like 8 miles, but like, and we're not like running or anything.
It's just walking, but now your tolerance for it has gone down.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually switched up my person because I just couldn't keep up with them like I could before, and we thought that it'd be better if I went back to the guy that I was in January. So I've been in the office mostly.
Okay.
And
you mean your work?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm clarifying for the listeners.
Yeah. But I'm still working with somebody, but it's just in the office area. So I don't really have to drive anywhere too much. So, which is cool. It's just a little bit more boring, but I'm good with boring as long as I get paid good. You know what I mean? And,
right.
But yeah, that's been going good. So, yeah, I actually watch stuff on my phone sometimes. Watch the
Okay.
at the work, the old workplace.
Okay.
Which really wasn't an option before,
Right. I've been watching a few things. I actually watched an anime.
You did?
Yep.
Which one?
I watched the anime that on Netflix is based off of Pacific Rim. I watched the Pacific Rim anime. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of like Pacific Rim, but very, very anime-ish. Like it's like it was a little too anime-ish for me. Like I get the idea of giant robots punching monsters in the face. It's pretty anime to fucking begin with.
Right.
And then it get really fucking silly with that type of stuff in the second movie. The second movie was really silly with like anime shit. But this just kind of takes the cake.
Well, the second one didn't really get as glowing reviews as the first one did.
Oh no, because it's fucking stupid. There's a fucking... Not only do you have giant robots punching giant monsters in the fucking face, but you also have a hybrid of the giant robots and the giant fucking monsters. How is that possible? Why is this a fucking thing? Who the fuck knows? But that's in here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody was like, we need to up the ante. Let's get the motherfucker from Star Wars, and like, let's get the black nigga from Star Wars, and let's make a fucking crossbreed. Like, no one wants this. We just want more Giant robots punching more monsters in the fucking face. That's all we really want. That's all we've ever wanted. We thought all of that was fucking great. Why didn't you just keep doing that? And it wasn't like Del Toro was like, nah, son, I'm not going back to this. For the second one. So he was just like, nah, B, I'm good.
He's like, I want to make some fucking shit about some fucking fish people falling in love. Y'all can take that fucking monster shit.
Right. So Pacific Rim 2 is fucking stupid. But you probably need to have a little bit of knowledge about what happened in Uprising. We call is not called Pacific Rim 2. You need knowledge about Pacific Rim Uprising because this obviously takes place after Uprising.
You need to go back to just saying like Pacific Rim 2 instead of these like sub names because when there's enough of them, it's hard to tell which one is which.
Yeah, like the Xbox brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the PlayStation was real simple. You want to know which one is the most recent one? Which one is the highest fucking number right now? That's the one that you want.
Yeah.
Highest fucking number. What's the highest number right now? 5. Okay, 5. All right, we good. Like, you know what I mean? But like fucking Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. Like, make up your fucking mind. Let's get a fucking sequence, dog. That's all I want. I just want a fucking sequence. Just any kind of sequence. And it ain't got to be numbers. You ain't got to be numbers. Just like, how about we just do this in some sort of sequence?
And then all of a sudden they're like, it is a sequence. And you have to like, wait a minute, it is a sequence? I have to figure this shit out now.
Yeah, it's like these fucking code names that like, I guess it means something to you, right? The 360, it meant something. They didn't want to have the Xbox 2 versus the PlayStation 3. So they said it's 360 because it circles around everything. It's complete. You know what I mean? Like, okay, fucking, that's stupid, but okay. And then they said, Xbox One because it's the one device that can do everything that you wanted to fucking do. And like, yeah, that's a good fucking idea, except for it's kind of hard to talk about these motherfuckers in sequence if there's no fucking sequence. So, and then the Series X is like by far the worst.
Because it's so similar to Xbox One X. Because every time I search up Series X, even Amazon will sometimes be like, oh, there's one. No, this is a freaking... Amazon gets it. Amazon gets it.
Did you mean this other thing? Like, yo, bro, if I want to look for a PS fucking 5, I can find a PS fucking 5.
Well, and not really, but you can find it. You can find
it in a search.
Yeah.
You find it in a search easier. And Google is not going to be like, you sure you want that one? No! I don't have to worry about that with the PlayStation. I got to worry about that with the fucking Xbox because Google fucking confused too, like you just said. Amazon, Google, all shit's fucked up because they just didn't go with a fucking...
Well, if you realize, Xbox isn't the first, but fucking Nintendo's never had any sort of numbers.
That's true, but like Nintendo was so distinct. Like their stuff is so vastly different from each other, with the exception of the Wii and the Wii U. Like with the exception of the Wii and the Wii U, like their stuff is different enough that you can completely separate it from the last thing.
I actually think the Wii U's closer to the Switch than it is the Wii.
But in name,
yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm talking in name only.
Well, right. Yeah,
I was actually going to use my Switch the other day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I bought 2 Point Hospital and I still ain't played it yet. But I played 2 Point Hospital, but I played it on the Xbox. And I stayed up way too late the other night. It was basically a fuck. When I got to go to work the next day, I still call it a school night. So I had a school night and I was up playing 2 Point Hospital because I was trying to get all 3 stars in the fucking hospital that night. And I was up at 3:00 in the morning. I was like, I know I need to go to bed, but I'm really trying to get off these hours at the hospital. Like that shit meant something to me. So I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing I had to get up at 7.
Wow. Well, when you said late, when I meant late, it meant I played till like midnight, not 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was playing till 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, knowing I had to get up at 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must have been tired.
No, I actually wasn't, which was weird. I don't know. I mean, because here's the thing. I have my living situation has changed a little bit since everything has been preparing for me to move. So I spend a lot of time in a separate room. And instead of like sitting on a couch or whatever like that, I'm actually laying on a bed. So I fall asleep randomly because I'm already on a bed, just sitting there watching fucking TV on a bed. So I fall asleep randomly. So I had already took a nap at some point. So like staying up to 3 o'clock in the morning was like, I probably shouldn't do this, but I had already went to sleep earlier just for a little bit. So I wasn't as tired as I thought I would have been if I wouldn't have already dozed off at some point earlier after work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a super fucking weird existence for your boy right now. Like my existence is super fucking weird. Like my life is just completely kind of upside down, and most days I just kind of go with the fucking flow. I have no idea what's happening with my life right now.
I have no idea what's happening with your life right now.
Yeah, you and me are in the same boat when it comes to me. So, but yeah, I watched that anime and it wasn't bad. I will say that it was not bad at all. I actually kind of dug it, with the exception of like it was really short. I think it's like 7 episodes or something like that, and it's like 7 episodes or something like that, and there's like so many unresolved plot lines. It's fucking ridiculous. So I hope somebody cleans this shit up. I hope it goes on for a little bit longer so I can get a resolution to some of this, because there's one plot line I'm not really going to discuss like a lot of particulars, but in the very first episode, the 2 main characters, their parents are Jaeger pilots, and their parents leave to try to go get help, and they leave them in a safe area. And then 5 years pass. So like the plot line with the parents never quite wrapped up well enough for me. And like, I have no idea what the fuck happened. And I know it's a spoiler, but like for a 7 fucking episode anime, like you're going to go, it's not really a whole lot to spoil. Like you never get that resolution, but.
Cause you're like, it's in the first 7 episodes and you're like, wait a minute. It is 7 episodes.
Right. But also like, the way that anime stories typically drag the fuck on. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I know the anime that I do like are not those, because if I'm like, someone says, oh man, you should try this anime, and I look and it's like, okay, it's done. Okay, how many seasons does it have? 2. Okay, I can do this. Not 65. You know what I mean?
Right, and then like don't watch fucking regular ass Dragon Ball where one fucking fight is like 20 episodes.
Right.
Because you spend a whole lot of time with them either charging the fuck up or like thinking about like the action is kind of paused and you're just kind of in Goku's head about what he's thinking about. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what he's thinking about. Punch a nigga, like do something, punch somebody, like anybody. Punch somebody. That's the show title. Yep, that's the show title.
The show title is Punch a N-word?
No, Punch Somebody.
Oh, Punch Somebody. Okay.
Yep, that's the show title. And then like since we're already on this, I'll just run through what I've been watching. I'm back on to the DC TV shows on the CW. The new Superman show is not bad at all. the last episode is the most CW uh, episode there has been so far. It's been like 3 episodes. It's been the most CW of the episodes, but I still enjoy it. And of course, I enjoy it way more than I will ever enjoy Supergirl. Which is weird because Supergirl is going to take over the middle. I guess because of COVID, there's filming delays on the Superman and Lois. So, so after like a certain amount of episodes, they're going to stop for a while, and Supergirl is going to come on in its place. And then once they get all of that shit straight, then Superman is going to come back. Supergirl is going to go back on the back burner, and they're going to finish Supergirl in the summer, which is weird because this is Supergirl's last season. It's all just super fucking weird. But Black Lightning is actually really good.
Well, you've always liked Black Lightning, right?
Yes. The last episode is fucking weird because it's like, here's the thing about the last episode of Black Lightning. The previous episode, they wrapped up a story point, right? And like, you know, a couple characters have been at odds, and they finally have a conversation, and they have a conversation, and they start to work things out. For some reason, in the most recent episode, it's as if all of this shit never happened. It's like they just had a conversation about how to work through the problems. But in this most recent episode, all of the problems are back for some reason. As if that conversation never happened at all. And I know why, because they had to shoehorn this episode in there because something major happens. I'm not going to spoil that. Something major happens, and it happens at the last minute of the show. So they probably had to write an episode to like, okay, we are here in this story, but like there's some outside of the viewing drama that we need to attempt to fix. So we need to write this episode in between here to try to adjust the thing that we need to adjust. But like in writing that episode, they completely forgot like, hey, there's these couple of storylines that we wrapped up in the last episode that we completely forgot we wrapped up. So now all of a sudden they got beef again. And it's just like, how do we get past this, dog? Batwoman is good in some places, is bad in other places. As we all know, people who actually watch Batwoman, the lady who played Batwoman in the first season decided she didn't want to do it no more. She decided she didn't want to do it no more. So she gone. They brought in a new Batwoman, and the new black woman is a black woman. I said that I started to say that wrong, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. The new Batwoman is a black woman, and the stuff with the new Batwoman is actually kind of interesting. The fact that they haven't let go of the old Batwoman because she's playing a new character. She's not the same character. She's not Kate Kane. They brought in someone completely different to take over the Batwoman stuff. But the fact that there's still a whole bunch of storylines where they can't seem to let go of Kate Kane is dragging the show down. Like, yo, I understand Kate Kane was very important to the first season. And you have some plot threads, especially the fact that like her main villain is still here, and we have to try to figure out what to do with this villain lady. But like we don't have any real thing to do because like the person that you was really mad at is gone now. And like the character is gone from the show. So how do we keep this villain around if the villain doesn't have any real beef with the new Batwoman? You know what I mean? So like they keep writing storylines. They keep writing storylines around all of this stuff revolving around Kate Kane. And I'm just like, yo, can we just let Kate Kane go? And everything revolving around Kate Kane. Can we just let it all go? So... But the stuff with the new Batwoman is very interesting. I don't know how great it is, but it is very, very interesting. And if they go in that direction, it would be great. There's one episode of Batwoman where they talk about something that happened in her past, and that if that was just the whole episode, that would have been a very, very good episode of fucking TV. But the fact that they kept having to go to these side stories of dealing with these characters that have something to do with fucking Kate Kane, it completely dragged down that episode. So, and then the Flash is back. But the weird thing about the Flash is the episodes that they're showing right now was truly the last few episodes of last season. But because they had to cancel for COVID, they're airing the end of last season as the beginning of this season.
Okay.
So it's a little bit on the weird side, but like if you know, you know that they're still wrapping up last season before we move on to the current stuff. So that's going to be a thing too.
Okay.
And then I know I watched something else, but I can't quite remember what that was. So I'm going to let it go. I have nothing else to say. I haven't watched much more of Snowfall. But Snowfall was getting really good, and people really like that show. I just haven't watched enough to really call it. And then, of course, I'm watching Oz for the Return to Oswald podcast that I do with Rashani and Brandon.
Word.
Word life, son. What you got?
Well, quietly, I've watched every episode of WandaVision except for the last one. Seen it quietly.
I forgot about WandaVision. Yes, I watched WandaVision.
Yeah, I haven't watched the last episode, but the reason I'm saying it quietly is because I've been saying, hey, let's finish watching our Marvel. Let's finish it, because I've seen most of the stuff, right? Except for like Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I haven't seen Captain Marvel or whatever. But but I knew the whole thing with Infinity War and all that stuff. So, but she hasn't. So I was waiting for us to watch our Marvel stuff so we can get the WandaVision, and like I'm like really this close to getting spoiled on shit. So I'm like, okay, and also there was some podcasts with some spoiler tags in it. I was like, I can't listen to these until I watch this shit, so I went ahead and watched it. So, but I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to really say anything about it, but I thought it was well done, and I dug it, you know? Even the parts where, like at the beginning, to where like people were like, oh, it kind of starts slow, but those beginning episodes are fucking hilarious, so, like, and that like well, I don't really want to go into it, but it's just that middle part of like the dinner scene in the first episode is just so weird. It reminded me of like David Lynch shit, like Eraserhead or something, you know? Stop it. It's just so strange, you know? But then later you figure out why that is. But if it's just when you don't know why it is, it's just so like weird, you know? But yeah, it's cool. And have you talked about, I mean, that's really all I've been watching, but have you talked about anything you've been playing, or have you played anything?
I have played some stuff, but we ain't got to that yet.
Okay, cool.
Are we going to do that now?
Yeah, because that's all I've been watching is that.
Okay. I really, really enjoy WandaVision. I feel really sad that there's not going to be an episode this week, but Falcon and Winter Soldier starts next week, right?
Pretty soon. Is that a show or is that a movie?
It's a show.
Okay.
As I understand it, there's a week in between where they're going to show some sort of like a special about the making of the show.
Uh-huh.
They've done stuff like this for like The Mandalorian and shit like that.
Yeah.
But there's like a week buffer, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to start. And their plan is to just keep everything going. Like as soon as Falcon and Winter Soldier is done, then fucking, then like another thing is going to start, and they're just going to keep this rolling that way. They're putting all of these shows one after each other.
Cool.
in order to kind of keep the whole Disney Plus thing rolling.
Right.
I think it might be. I think after Falcon and Winter Soldier, it might be the Hawkeye show.
So they're kind of going more shows now since of the.
Well, I mean, they still have the movies going, but like, who the fuck knows? Like, there's doing this stupid shit where even if you have it, they're doing that early access shit where even if you have Disney Plus, you got to pay $30 to watch random fucking movie early. They just did that with that Raya in the Raya movie or whatever. They did it already with Mulan. They're going to be doing it with the I'm about to say the Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow.
The Black Widow movie. It's just like all of this stuff is just kind of fucking weird. And I still haven't watched Mulan, yo. I was told some things about Mulan that made me think, like, I really don't want to watch it now. Because, like, I already was apprehensive about trying to watch a fucking Mulan movie with no Mushu.
Right.
Mushu made the fucking movie, dog. Like, Mushu is the reason why Mulan is my favorite Disney movie. Eddie Murphy was fucking hilarious.
Right.
And then eventually, he took his talents to Shrek and he made that shit hot too. Yeah, it's like super fucking weird. So they've still got the movies coming, but like, who the fuck knows how all of this stuff is going to work out? Apparently, movie theaters are starting to open back up in some places. I still don't feel like it's fucking safe, but like, to each his own. Like, if you want to go to the movies, that's cool. Wear a fucking mask, please. Or get the fucking vaccine, which I'm really close to my vaccine. So.
Yeah, I heard that, like, the ones that are open, like, mostly from Fred, because he has been going to some movies, but, they're messed up, and then they block out, like, every seat around you, so, like, it's kind of hard to get into a movie because half the seats are vacant, you know what I mean? Right. So, like, it seems like going to the movies is probably the most, other than like hiking or something when you're really out in the wilderness, not around people, is the most COVID safe activity because you're really not around people and you're not really interacting with many people other than just sitting there watching a movie. I think the worst one is literally going out to eat in like a packed restaurant. I mean, you're like right there next to people while they're not masked and they're like, maybe, coughing into their napkin. So, I haven't been out to eat in forever because of that. I mean, I've ate food out. I'm thinking about getting me a Grubhub Plus membership because it's like $9 a month, and then you get a free $10 meal. So I'm like, hell yeah.
I've actually eaten in restaurants. That's one thing. That's one thing I have done.
Oh, okay.
I've actually sat down because my girlfriend is a very strong proponent of eating in restaurants. I personally didn't care about eating in restaurants before all of this. So, like, it's not really my thing. But, she was going, I figured I'd go too. So that hasn't been a huge issue for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it's weird. Like, everything is just kind of in limbo. Some states are opening the fuck back up and it just doesn't seem safe. So no one knows what to do about any of this, which makes all of this harder. I guess we just got to play all of this by ear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like proof there it is. All the stuff I did in 2020 and was out of work all 2020 and then in 2021, that's when I get COVID.
Right.
When it's supposed to be going away.
Are you getting the vaccine? Like, you're in the healthcare industry.
Well, I can't until some months or something after. I think it might be 3 months after you had it.
Okay.
So I'm basically already vaccinated against my will by having the disease, or the virus.
Yeah, but you ain't got them fucking, like, variations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know which one, do you know which one you had? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's all fucking weird. All right, so, want to go into games? Let's go into games.
Yes.
I have played, I've played basically the same shit. I played, I talked about the 2 Point Hospital, playing 2 Point Hospital. It's way too late in the night. I have played some Division 1, Division 2. I've played the Outriders demo enough to level up 2 characters to the max, and I haven't played very much since then.
What'd you think of it?
I like it. I don't know if it has strong enough legs for like a good run, but I like the fact that it's not a live service game, so that they're not going to feel obligated to just keep shoveling me crap. Like they can put the game out, see how everything's going, and then design some DLC based off of what they see. So it's more the thing about it. People don't understand the difference between a regular looter shooter and a live service game. The difference between this game is it's going to be more Borderlands than it is going to be Destiny.
Yeah. Let's talk about this for just a minute. Because I played the demo as well. I thought that, because at first I didn't know about it. Like the prologue was kind of long, and it was kind of cool how it kind of sets you up to think it's going to be like an Andromeda type game, like we're going to this new planet and finding out things, and it's like, nope. You know what I mean? And then I don't know why I thought this, because then I thought about, it's fucking People Can Fly. They made Bulletstorm, but the game's so goofy. Like the dialogue is so like, it's like B-movie bad, but like to where it's kind of funny, you know what I mean? And like, there's part, do you remember the part to where you thought you were going to like, it's going to introduce you to the black market dealer or something, and you just get shot, and then that's the end of the mission, and you're like, what the fuck? Why? There's just so many like weird moments, but then
no, it's because you accept it, and by accepting that mission, you accept the mission to find the actual black market dealer, the lady who sells you guns and shit.
Oh, well, maybe I didn't play that mission then. But,
because that's another mission. What happens is, like, the guy comes, you go to the thing, it's a quest marker, you go to the quest marker, and the guy's like, yeah, let me show you what I got. And then somebody fucking shoots him, and it's just like, what the fuck just happened? And then so now you have a new mission. You go do that mission, and you're basically going to do the mission to get payback for the guy getting killed. But what happens is, you get there at the very end, right where the guy who you need to get payback for is getting ready to fuck somebody else up. The person that's getting ready to get fucked up is another lady who actually sells you guns and shit. But like, and he's just like, well, you're here for the girls? Like, who the fuck is she? I'm here for you, asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's basically how the mission goes. like, really? Who the fuck is she? I don't know who that is. And then she's like, I'm here because Mr. Wayne, I don't know, I can't remember the guy's name. I'm here because Mr. Wayne got killed. And she was like, yo, Mr. Wayne got killed? Damn. It's just like, yeah, that happened. Bow. And then you shoot the guy, and then that's basically what happens. And then when you go back to the place, now you have someone who actually sells you weapons.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. But yeah, gameplay wise, like, because at first I was like, man, this gameplay is a little dry, because at first, when it's like World Tier 1 or whatever, like you don't really have any powers. You're just shooting dumb enemies because they're on the lowest of the low difficulty, basically. And they, and you don't.
I'm gonna tell you what you're trying to say, but you're thinking of the wrong part of this.
Okay.
You initially play the game wrong because you've played these kind of games before, and you don't realize that you're not supposed to use the cover. Like, the cover is there. So you play the game like Gears of War when you first play it. You play the game like Gears of War, and they're like, no. Get your ass up there and go fucking kill some people in their faces, and that's how you get your health back, and that's how you can stay alive. If you kill a motherfucker in the face, and it's like, oh, okay. The game makes a whole lot more sense when you realize you gotta kill motherfuckers in the face.
Yeah, because once I got to the part where it was like, okay, it told me, because normally these games where when it, like a Far Cry game or whatever, when it tells you about co-op, that means, okay, co-op's available now. And I got to that part, so at that point I had played with Captain Mike, and so we were playing together, and we started to get powers. And then the world tier.
I saw your video.
Yeah, the world tiers went up, and man, then it felt great. Like I was like taking people's health, like throwing motherfuckers, setting motherfuckers on fire. He was like ground slamming. I was like, now it feels awesome. Now it feels because it feels
I like the world tier system where it automatically goes up when it feels like you're ready for it.
Yeah, that's cool too. And the gameplay did.
I got to one of the bosses and I had to bring that bitch back down because I could not get past the boss by my fucking self.
Was it that dude on top of the tower?
No, it was the one before him. The first boss that you actually meet, the underboss dude with the fucking flame tornado.
Oh yeah,
that fucking guy kept whooping my ass. I had to bring my shit back down to like world tier 2. I think I was on 3 at that point, and I had to bring it down to 2 in order to beat him.
Huh? But yeah, like the gameplay kind of feels a little Mass Effect-y too, like, or at least like Mass Effect multiplayer. You know what I mean? Just how it kind of. But I'm digging it. I think I might, because it's just good to have another game that's freaking crossplay. Like, because sometimes you're like, man. Well, I guess we can all play Fortnite, and everyone's like, no, I don't really want to do that, so everyone's just playing. But and then we're like, well, we could play Destiny, but we all have to get on the Xbox or the PC. But let's play this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because one of the times I played, the last time I played, actually, I'm on my OG Xbox One. I played with Ace. Ace is on the Series X, and Blue was on his PC.
Well, none of you was on a PS5, but Mike was on the PS5, and from his experience, the PS5 version is not what's hot on the street because
I've heard that about the Series X too.
Because he was having a lot of trouble with like this weird fog and stuff, and everything looking like washed out. But so I was like, dude, I sent him a screenshot, and he sent me a screenshot. I was like, and it was us standing in the same spot, and it was like so different.
Yeah, it's not a pretty game as of now. I mean, it's, they're gonna put some polish on it. I mean, I'm pretty sure this demo was separated out and worked on separately for quite some time.
Well, yeah.
So they probably, like how they work on E3 demos and shit like that, where they just kind of break a piece out and they polish that motherfucker up, and then the rest of the game just keeps going. So like there's some things. I think this could be a fun game to play, and the fact that it's cross-play is going to help a lot.
And the cross-play was pretty seamless. You just put in that code, you got it. You know what I mean? And that seemed like a good way to have cross-play without having some sort of live service.
Yes, absolutely.
But
and we just talked on Discord.
Yeah. Which PlayStation and the Xbox should, have a deal with Discord and have Discord full functioning on the consoles, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, because I know, is Discord on the PlayStation? I know it's on the Xbox.
I think, but isn't it on the Xbox? But you can't like use it like a.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but
but it's there. Remember when people were using Skype? On the fucking Xbox. I remember those days.
You were podcasting on the Xbox.
I have done a podcast on the Xbox before. I have done that.
So, you haven't played anything else. I also been playing Valheim with my brother and our kind of crew that would play Elder Scrolls and stuff. And
I did play something else actually.
Oh, you did?
But it's not really worth talking about. I played a smidge more of Anthem, but during that time, between the last show and this show, they decided to discontinue the work that they were going to put on Anthem. So Anthem is just what it is now for the rest of forever. So that sucks, but there's really nothing else more to say about that.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because it had promise, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, like when someone would describe what a survival game is to me, I'll be like, nope to all that shit. But then every survival game that I've played, one, I've played with people, not by myself, but I've enjoyed the fuck out of them. Like, and I would not think I would ever, like, Conan, I enjoyed that, and Valheim, and then...
Is Conan a survival game, or is that a MMO? Like...
It's a survival game, but it's also got a lot of, MMO type things, because there'll be a server, and then you'll join that server, and then there's other people on that server, but our server that we were playing on was a PvE server, so nobody can attack each other. They're just, there might be another base up there or whatever. But we did like delves and we had to fight this giant boss in the end. So it's got a lot of like RPG stuff in it. And so does Valheim, but we just haven't got that far yet. But yeah, I've been really digging it. And actually, cause all our kids play Minecraft, and I was like, you guys got to get out of that creative. I'm going to actually figure out, since I've been playing all these survival games, Minecraft survival. And so I played and then kind of figured out how to build some basic shit that you would need to survive. And then being like, hey, and got my son in there, and we actually made a realm. I was like, for the family, and we've all been building on that. And that's actually been really fun. And, it's just, I think the creative mode has marred what people think of Minecraft, because that's all the kids play. You just see them doing dumb shit. And you're like, okay, this is another make your own fun game. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to play this, I'm going to play the actual video game mode, to where I have goals. I'm like searching for ore and all this stuff. That's actually a goal to do, other than just making shit, because that's not gonna, because every time you're like, oh, well, let's play creative, I'll just like look up pixel art and be like, build Marios everywhere. And like, okay, that's what I did. Right. But yeah, having the realm is cool too, because it's, we don't have to play together to actually get to the world. But,
yeah, I actually talked to someone. I was in a chat with my cousin who I normally play Division with. And, I was playing the Division, but he and a few other people were playing Worms.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were playing with someone young. They were playing with a young person.
Yeah.
And they were playing Worms. And and then, oh shit, I forgot about another game that I played.
Okay.
I got back into Borderlands 3.
Oh, you did? When is that crossplay coming? Because I'm going to hold out until crossplay is on that game, so we can play together.
I played a little bit. I was completely lost, because I picked up the character that I already had, and I was completely lost for a little bit. And then I got in, I played for a little bit, and it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
But for quite a while, I was lost, because I had no idea, like, my weapons, like, nothing. Like, everything was just kind of weird. But while I was in there, one of the guys left because he wanted to set up his Ark server. And he was talking about how much he enjoys playing Ark and stuff like that. So I explained to him what Valheim was. He had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, you should, if you really like Ark, you should try Valheim. So he said he was going to give that a go. So, but I've heard nothing but great things of people who play these types of games, what they say about Valheim.
It's just relaxing, man. Like, sometimes you're just like, we'll just be chatting just like we are now, and we're all just sitting by a bonfire in a Viking world. I mean, and we're safe because it's all, we have it, and just how you have to sleep in a bed, it has to be covered with a roof, and you have to have a fire nearby. How, like, comfy is that shit? Does this be like, I want to be in this world right now? You know what I mean?
Not us, Sydney. That doesn't sound pleasing at all. I am not an outdoorsy person. I am not a camper. I am not anything. I am a homebody. I would love to be at home in my apartment or my house with AC and heat. Fuck a fire. Like, fuck that. That does not sound interesting to me at all.
We need to turn you into a survivalist, man.
No, the fuck you don't. I don't want to be a survivalist.
We're going into the Uhura Mountains, man. Me and you.
No, the fuck we are not.
Just with some flashlights and some flint.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
We're gonna fuel the flashlight with flint.
We good. We are all the way good on that shit. Yeah. I think I lost my place. What were we talking about?
You were just talking about how people that like survival games have talked about Valheim very highly.
Yeah. If that game ends up being if they bring that to the consoles, I don't know if that's going to be a console game at some point, but if they bring that to consoles and that's cross-play, I might actually try it. I don't want to do Ark because I watched someone play Ark, and Ark does not seem like very fun at all.
Well, everybody that I've played with that's like things like Valheim and other things have been like, man, yeah, Ark just pissed me off because everything's it's just too overwhelming. Like in Valheim, Minecraft, and in Conan, everything's fairly simple, you know what I mean? I think Conan's probably the most complex system, but in Ark, your meat and stuff will spoil. Like, okay, yes, I get this is that's what happens in real life, but right. I'm already living in real life. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't care about survival games. It's just like, this is supposed to be simulating something that's real, but I live in the real world and I don't like it here. Why would I want to live in a world that I don't like in a fucking video game too?
Yeah, but it gives purpose to like the things like, oh man, I don't want to have to like eat in a video game, but it's not really that big a deal because once the meter gets down, there's plenty of boars to kill to eat, you know what I mean? But it also gives purpose. There's food in a lot of RPGs, right? But it has no purpose. You like go days and days and days without actually eating it because why am I going to sit here and eat it unless I'm just role playing? Because it does nothing other than maybe a status effect that lasts a few hours. So this actually gives purpose to an item that's in all RPGs, which is kind of cool, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else worth talking about. I think I don't know. The Kindle business has slowed down a little bit, but I'm still getting sales.
Oh yeah.
It's still working, but it slowed down a little bit, and I slowed down because I knew I was supposed to be moving. So a lot of my stuff has already been packed up because I thought I was going to be moving. And now since I'm not moving, now I got to pull all this shit back out and make some more motherfucking candles.
Making some candles.
So yeah, that's a thing. And I need to record the accompanying videos for those. I'm going to start doing fragrance reviews because like the hard part about making candles and wax melts and selling them over the internet is like, it's hard to explain what these things fucking smell like. Like, like I can tell you that I like the way fucking mahogany teakwood smells, but like I can't, like it's really difficult for me to like explain to you what that is in like a concise enough way for you to understand that through the internet,
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing some of that soon. I planned on doing that once I got set up at my new place, but I guess I'm going to have to start that here. So that's going to be a thing. And yeah, man, so all of that's just is moving along.
Yeah.
And anything else you got, Don?
Not really, man. If you see that the couch is a little bit more in the center, I did move my computer over a little bit, so I can actually HDMI into the TV, and my controller cord that I bought from Amazon, which I highly recommend, the Anchor 10-foot braided cables. They're very nice. Xbox One controllers, but they I can actually sit on the couch and play PC games.
Word up.
Valheim, even though it's on Steam, it does have full controller support.
That's good. Like I said, if it was crossplay and they had like a console version, I would be interested in trying it.
They might release a console version after it comes out of early access, because it does have full controller support. But
yeah,
and that's crazy that it's so highly lauded right now, and it's like an alpha, unless they patch it and update it and it breaks it or something. Like that's pretty insane. And plus, the game's not really that like graphic. I mean, it's pretty in an art standpoint, but graphically, it's not really, the most advanced thing ever.
Like Outriders.
Yeah, I mean, because I've always been gameplay, story, graphics. I mean, I care about all those three things, but in that order.
I'm with you there. I care about those things. Those are the order of importance for me. I'm not really like a graphics person. Like I'm not really like give me all the P's. Like I'm not really.
I mean, hell, like I mean, the price has to be there. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay $60 for a game that was like a PS1 game, but fucking Dusk.
That's also.
Fucking Dusk looks like a game from 1995, but it's so fucking fun. You know what I mean? The gameplay is awesome.
Also you have to think about some of the games that I like Prison Architect and like RimWorld and fucking Borderlands. Like these are not like graphically superior games,
right?
Like games that I really dig are not really like that. But I'm not gonna be the type that's like.
Division is kind of a graphically superior game, though.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention it. It's up there. It's not like the best, but it's strong.
It's probably the most realistic game I've ever seen, though.
Compared to what the other stuff, there is a game that's coming out. It's a survival game, and it looks like the Division 1. It looks just like the Division 1, but it's a survival game.
Well, I heard people like the survival mode in Division.
There's a survival mode in the Division. It's actually pretty decent. I've watched people play it, but I have not played it myself. But there's another game, and I can't think of the name right now. But if you look at the video and you played the Division 1, it looks just like the Division 1. Like exactly, it's like a survival game. It's after, something happens. So like it's a post-apocalyptic shit's fucked up, but it's a survival game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be interesting whenever it comes out because it looks just like Division 1. Just like it. It's weird. So hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Before we get off here, I'm going to find the name of this game. It looks like it's called The Day Before. And it looks exactly like the Division 1. Except for in one of the trailers that came out, you start off the game by driving. But it looks like they took the map from the PC version of the Division 1 and just added this Jeep to it. I'm telling you, it looks exactly like it. It's weird. But okay, I think we're good here. Anything else before we split?
No, I think I'm good, man. I'm looking here on my GOG and it's like Minecraft Valheim Wreck. I didn't say Wreckfest, but I played a game night with Bad Fighter Figures guys, Mike and Matt, and I mean, it's pretty fun. It's on Game Pass. It's basically racing and trying to wreck each other and stuff. So, just game, not game, basically. Nothing to write home about, but, it's fun. Right. But that's pretty much it. I already talked about the games before that because I haven't played those since before I had COVID. Like, the Medium I haven't even touched in 80s. But yeah. Mostly been the survival games just because it's been kind of in a social mode. Kind of.
Yeah. I understand that. I'm social in pretty much everything except for when I want to play 2 Point Hospital. I appear offline and I turn off my notifications because I know I'm gonna be here for a while. It don't fucking bother me.
Right,
While I'm
right.
building my hospital, don't fucking bother me. And I'm playing on the Xbox for some reason. I own it. I own the PC version. I'm playing the version that I got with Game Pass, and I actually own it on the Switch. But I have not turned my Switch on in about a year now. It's getting close to about a year since the last time I actually turned my Switch on.
Huh.
So yeah, that's the thing. All right, I think we're good here. Thank you for everyone that's listening now, uh, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for checking your boys out, and we'll be back in your ear hole. I might get a hankering to record some of these smaller things. To do because I don't think talking about like current event stuff really works for us a lot. Like we do talk about some stuff, but I don't think it really works for like this show because this show is mostly what you've been playing type show, what you've been watching, what you've been doing type show. But so if I get a hankering to do something, of course I got to pull my, I got to unpack some stuff, and you might get some little mini shows here and there.
Yeah, plus when we talk about more current event type stuff, it's either I have more to say about the subject or you have more to say about the subject, and it's not like we're both invested in.
And sometimes it'll be like we recorded this show. Like I generally don't date the show.
Yeah.
But like, so we're recording this show on the 11th. Now, by the time this show actually gets uploaded, it might be a fucking week later. But also, like, something can fucking happen tomorrow. And, like, the fact that something happened tomorrow, by the time we come back in 2 weeks and fucking talk again, the thing that we wanted to talk about is fucking ancient compared to the normal news cycle. So, like...
That's why we do a 5-minute podcast every hour of the day.
No, thank you. I know someone who used to do a daily podcast where they would just do some like news bits every weekday.
Oh yeah.
I think if I ever had a situation to whereas I would have my own, like podcasting was like my number one job, I would totally do that. Like if it was my main job, and then like, some of this other stuff was just kind of shit that I just kind of do. Or like if I ever got to the point to where it's like the candle making and shit like that was my main job and I was able to quit my job, I totally would do like a quick hits podcast every weekday. I would totally do that shit. I think that would be fun. You don't think that would be fun?
Be cool.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think it would be fucking hilarious to just pop on and be like, "What's up, motherfuckers? Shit crazy right now." Motherfucking Republicans, dog. Am I right? They mad at Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Motherfucking been rapey this whole fucking time. And like, like people are like up in arms about this, but like, when's the last time you gave a shit about Pepe Le Pew? And like, what's with these fucking adults being mad at these fucking Dr. Seuss books being taken out of rotation? Guess what? These are not the fucking Dr. Seuss books that you give a shit about. These are books that no one should give a shit about, and they got racist shit in them. So, like, let these fucking things go away. And, like, you can't talk about canceling fucking Dr. Seuss. The Dr. Seuss Foundation said, these don't represent us no more. So they took the shit out of fucking rotation. What are you mad for? His family said, nah, we good on this. So we not gonna bring out these books. And these not the books that you care about. Like, Horton will still hear the motherfucking Who. The Grinch will still...
Yeah, every time there's like an article about it, it always shows like green eggs and ham or something. And it's like, this, it's just clickbait, man. They're just trying to rile you up.
Yeah, you mad for nothing. Like the shit that's going away is not the shit you cared about. Like, you know what I mean? And like, this shit is like stupid. So like, and like, guess what? You're 40 fucking years old. When was the last time you gave a shit about Dr. Seuss? And it's like, well, my kids grew up on Dr. Seuss. My daughter is 13. Why the fuck do I give a shit about anything that has something to do with Dr. Seuss? She's 13. She don't give a fuck about Dr. Seuss no more either. Like, what? Why would I be mad about this? This is stupid. People are fucking stupid. And, another quick hit. I'm doing quick hits right now. There's been a rash of people who have been posting stuff. Like, they make stuff and they sell stuff to people, and they've been posting screenshots that people don't understand what a dozen is. It's probably young people, because young people don't understand a lot about how the world works. But apparently, there are people out there that don't realize that a dozen is 12.
Right. Okay, I have a quick hit. You said that shit. My son came up to me one day, and he said, Dad, Doom from 1995 or 1984, the old one, that's a boomer shooter. And I'm like, that's not remotely accurate, Aiden. You know Papa? Papa's a boomer. Does Papa play video games? No. And then I looked it up. Apparently, Gen Z considers anybody over 25 a boomer. Boomer shooter is a legit term on the internet.
That's fucking stupid. That's fucking dumb. Like, okay, I get it. Like, these young people, they don't understand generations. But, like, come the fuck on. You really think that your father and my father's generation are the same? Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, and I get it. I know I'm old.
But don't call me my freaking parents' generation.
No, you know what? Sometimes I feel like my parents' generation, because I look at these fucking kids. Now, let me tell you something. Another quick hit. People who have a cell phone with a full fucking keyboard and still type in shorthand get on my fucking nerves. Get on my absolute fucking nerves. Let me tell you what happened the other day. I was in someone was in my Black Fathers group. Mm-hmm. And he posted about the number of times your child would come to you and try to develop new handshakes over and over again. Like, have you ever hit that stage with either of your kids that want to do make up cool handshakes and stuff like that? Like, this is our secret handshake. But when he said "come," he spelled it C-U-M, and at first glance, that post, it mentions his young child and the word "come," and it was immediately going to be fucking reported until I realized that that's not what he meant. He just wrote it in the stupid fucking shorthand that should have been gone a long fucking time ago. So you almost got yourself fucking reported because you used "come" in a thing about a handshake with your fucking child. And that was the cool thing to fucking do. Hey, you have a full fucking keyboard. You can actually type out full fucking words. It doesn't take very much more than twiddling your fucking thumbs, people. And guess what? If you didn't spell it right, it fucking fixes it for you. It tells you what's wrong. So
and now it even is a lot more liberal, because used to it would always want to autocorrect your curse words. Now I'd be trying to type duck, and it's like, you mean fuck?
No. iPhone people, it still fucking corrects them.
Okay.
I had that issue with Knox in the chat the other day. It's like, yo, this thing keeps fixing my words. That's not what I meant to say. It was like, you got an iPhone. He was like, yeah, that's right. Fucking iPhones.
Knox. Don't believe Knox. Knox don't be cussing.
No, it wasn't cuss words. It was just words were being corrected that he didn't mean to be corrected to a different fucking word.
Yeah.
And it's just some iPhone shit. I just can't, fucking people who still type in shorthand, in weird fucking shorthand when you have a full fucking keyboard. It gets on my fucking nerves. I just can't. I absolutely just fucking can't. Please type out what the fuck you mean to say before you spell fucking "come" wrong and you get your dumb ass reported.
Right.
I could probably do some more quick hits, but I'm going to leave it there. Yep, I think I'm going to leave it there. So thank you, everyone, for taking out the boys. We appreciate you. And for the people that are downloading the old shows, we appreciate you, because the downloads are really fucking good. And it's awesome. So,
yeah.
please keep doing that. And let us know. Talk talk to us. All of the stuff is in the show notes. I always find it weird talking about show notes or episode description, depending on what platform that I'm on right now. Because if I'm doing a fucking YouTube video, I have to say episode description and not show notes, and then vice versa. So all our contact information is there. The Discord, sometimes people are talking in Discord, sometimes people are not. It's kind of back and forth. But like, we still out there, so hop into Discord if you want. We'll be there. I most certainly will be. I think we're done here. Peace out to the Warriors. We appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah, man. Tell your friends.
Tell your mom and them.
Your mom and them.
Your mom and them.
Your mom and them.
Yep, there you go. You got it.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.